What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Quinn Builds review.
We're doing something a little bit different today. I've been so excited about this set since they leaked it, and I've been waiting, counting down the days until it came out. So I'm actually the one who built it. John doesn't really know anything about it.
I know as much as you guys who are watching the review know. I've seen the box art, I've seen it right in front of me right now, and I'm excited to hear what Hallie has to say about it.
So this set has just over 500 pieces, coming in at $526. It took me just over an hour to build it with little to no interruptions. I thought it was the most satisfying Lego build I've ever done, which is saying a lot from me. Step 3 was definitely the most technic-heavy step with the most pieces out of the whole build, and that was where the whole thing really came together. I was actually really surprised to see that this is a 9+ set. If we're looking at the Yavin 4 Rebel base, which we also did a review on, that's 8+. I thought this was so much more advanced for just 1 year apart. I feel like this is hard. I would put this at a 12+ if it was up to me. I struggled with it and I'm 26, so I don't know what that says. Looking at the build itself, a lot of people have said that this is the best Star Wars build we've gotten in a while, and I could not agree more. I loved building this thing. No, please, why? Why are you touching it? There was one part in particular around the edges of the spider tank that was really interesting. Are you trying to play with it?
No.
There was one part in particular around the edges of the spider tank. I loved the way that that came together and the building technique that was used. I've seen a lot of people talk about the Star Wars gray on this set and how it shouldn't have been all one color. I actually disagree. I think the color lets you really focus on the texture. This thing has a lot of beautiful texture, especially on the top. Another thing I've heard about this set as one of the positives is the playability, and I was so shocked at how playable this thing really is. The legs have some... Oh my god, you're playing with my Lego again!
You're talking about playing with it! I wanted to test it!
No touchy.
Alright.
No touchy.
Okay.
As you can see, the playability is 10 out of 10 on this set. There were a lot of rubber pieces integrated into the legs in the Technic that I think really increased the playability of this set. It almost bounces the way that it moves, and I think that's really cool in compared to a lot of the rigid Star Wars sets we've gotten in the past. One thing I will say though, the rubber on this set, I really had trouble getting it to go together. I don't know what it was, but I actually had to have John help me put this thing together because it was so frustrating.
Aha, so I did participate. I did help.
I guess you could say that.
Yes.
You can actually attach the Mando into the studs in the claws so that he doesn't fall out, which I think is really cool for kids and people who want to play with the set a little bit more.
And for John's.
And for John's. There's one thing that I think they could have done a little bit better on, which is the fact that there's no one to go inside this cockpit. So there's a whole area that you can put a figure inside, and there's no one to drive the spider tank. Maybe that was a missed opportunity, I'm not sure. The legs, I will say, got a little bit repetitive. I think it was like the same thing 6 times in a row, which I don't love that, but I get why it needs to be done for something like this so that it can have the stability and consistency that it needs. The underside actually looks a lot more like a crab than a spider, and as I was building it, I really thought it was looking like a crab. I guess I'm watching too much Deadliest Catch, I don't know. Something that I do, which I'm sure you guys are not gonna like, is that I take the extra pieces that the set comes with and I actually stick them on around the set just to give it my own little personal touch. I don't know. It might be stupid, but that's what I do. So I put a little dot on his head and a little dot on the hatch, and yeah. So the hatch in the top, it actually folds up really nice. It doesn't look obtrusive to the set like a bunch of other hatches on like ships and things. It looks really seamless with the top of the tank. It doesn't take away from anything. So that was a little different.
So, my opinion, being that I didn't build it and that I'm kind of just seeing things right now, I agree. It does look like there's a lot of Technic involved for a 9+ set. That seems like quite a bit. I also really love the shape. I love the use of the pieces, like you said. It's really, really cool, and it looks a lot like a crab. Like, if you didn't tell me the name of this set, I would say this is the crab something. Ultimately, it It's a really, really cool looking build, and you're right. Like it's got some bounce and some jiggle. I like that about it. Finally got to touch it. Yeah!
Moving on to the figures. I love the figures in this set. Bo Katan, as everybody knows, is definitely the highlight. She is so freaking cool. She has those beautiful printed arms, a brand new torso print, and the hair. I've heard a lot about the hair in the first Bo Katan version that we got. The hair was definitely a little off, kind of made her look a little silly. They really improved on this one. Light blue on the helmet versus the previous version. I just love this color. It's so much more vibrant. It really captures who she is as a character. Bo Katan does come with a rangefinder, and the whole set came with a pack of rangefinders and visors, which I thought was really strange because none of the figures in this set need a visor. I guess LEGO just packages them all together, so you get a bunch of visors and rangefinders just for Bo Katan to come with one extra rangefinder. The Mando does have his Beskar armor from back in 2021. The difference is the helmet on this one. We got a brand new helmet printing, which I think is really exciting. I love this helmet printing. I think it's a major upgrade. Baby Yoda is exactly the same as we've gotten in the past. No upgrades, no changes. Still a cool fig. I'm a fan. One thing I will say, and we have this on our TikTok, in the instructions, Baby Yoda looks deranged. It's actually scary. When we're talking about weapons in this set, you know, everybody wants the Darksaber. We got the Darksaber. We actually got two Darksabers, which was pretty cool because I was expecting just one with maybe an extra blade or an extra hilt. We got two full Darksabers in this set. Both Bo Katan and Mando have their jetpacks, no cape on the Mando, which, you know, some people like the cape better, some people like the jetpack. It's a personal opinion. I like the cape, but, you know, here we get the jetpack. Knowing the episode that this came from in season 3 of The Mandalorian, I definitely think that someone could have been driving the tank, specifically that droid guy who we see in the show. That was definitely a missed opportunity, but you're getting two figs for a pretty good price with Baby Yoda.
So when this set was originally announced, you know, we were told we were getting another Bo Katan. We really assumed that it was going to be the same Bo Katan that we had. And so this was a very, very nice surprise to get the arm printing, the new helmet, the new hair, all of these things. You know, it stinks for the old Bo Katan. I think she's kind of on her way out, but this new one is really cool. The Mando is the Mando. He is what he is. No shock there. Same with Baby Yoda. We've got them in spades in LEGO right now. But the Darksaber is super cool. I'm glad we got an extra. I would love to put it with the Pre Vizsla, the Moff Gideon, any of the guys who actually need the real cool Darksaber. It's a great way to get it without having to spend an arm and a leg for that Darksaber.
Overall, 10 out of 10. That's my score for this set. I do not give 10s very often. I am just so biased towards this set. I love it. I think it's awesome. I know.
I wasn't expecting a 10 out of 10.
I know, it just popped out of my mouth.
Wow.
I love this. I would build it again right now.
Wow. Okay, wow. Based on your review and the things that I have seen, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Figs are good.
Harsh.
I didn't get the joy of building it. And I think those extra 2 points came from
That's
the
fair.
joy of building it.
Super happy with everything we saw here. I'm glad I got to build this set. Glad it's in my personal collection. I'm sure John will be playing with it in the near future.
Probably
right after this.
Probably.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my first personal review.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash the heck out of that bell so that you know when our next video comes out. And as always, a big old toot-de-les more from us, and good night.